Okay, so this time we are going to be making this electrifying obstacle thing because it's quite cool. And we're going to need two things. We're going to need a sprite sheet, an effects piece for this, which we're going to hand draw ourselves this time. And you might also want a model. So I've just got a sphere, which just sort of extruded a couple of faces out. So to make the electric thing, which is going to be the main part of this task, we are going to use Photoshop or Photopea if you've not got Photoshop, and we're going to create a new project, and that's going to be 2048 by 2048. So nice and big, really big. Now the trick with this, with creating a sprite sheet, is all of your sprites want to be equally spaced apart. So I'm going to show you a little trick for that. What we're going to do is we're going to get a shape. Sorry, go to your shape tool, which is just this one down here. I'm just going to left click once, and it's going to say, what size do you want? We want 512 by 512, which is a quarter of the size of our screen. So we're going to have 4 across. So once we've got 4 like this, where are my layers at? Where's my window? Where are my layers? So these layers are there. Interesting. Okay, so with this square, I'm just going to right click it, and I'm going to say rasterize. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add 2 little white dots to it. So I'm just switching to my brush. And this is going to be my start point and my end point. So I'm just going to... I've just added a ruler, sorry. Press Ctrl R and drag that from the side if that's something you want to do. So I'm just going to add a point near the top of this and a point near the bottom. So I'm just going to... Let's quickly get rid of those guides now by pressing View, Show, Guides. And I'm going to switch to my Move tool, V. I'm just going to stick this in the top left-hand corner. Now, once I've done that, I can just duplicate it. So I'm going to hold Alt and drag it just off, and it should snap. Once we've done that, I'm just going to merge these layers and hold Alt and put it in place. Again, Shift-click, merge layers, hold Alt, drag off it, snap it in place, Shift click, merge layers, hold Alt, Shift click, merge layers. Okay, sorry. So now we've got this sort of basic framework, we can actually start drawing in the lightning. Now the more time you want to spend with this, the more sort of stylized you want this to look, spend a bit of time, make this look really nice. I had a quick look on Google, and there's some interesting sort of displays, there's different sort of styles that you can go for this, so really how you want to do this is kind of up to you. But just for the sake of this video, because I don't want this video to go on for ages, I'm just going to do a quick version. So I'm just going to get a white brush, give myself a little bit of smoothness, and make sure I'm doing this on a new layer, so I can hide those dots later if I want to. I'm just going to just drag a couple of sort of forks in like this. Now if you've got a tablet, or if you've got access to sort of a drawing tablet, and you've got some pen pressure, that's really going to make this look really nice, given that sort of tapering. That was quite very similar to the one above, but I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Oops, a bit too far in the last one. Okay, that'll sort of do. At this point, you might be sort of inclined to sort of mess with it a little bit. If we double click into it or right click the layer, we can go to blending options. Potentially some you might want to sort of mess with, maybe like an inner glow, that'd be quite nice. Let me just turn that off.
Power off.
So I do like you can sort of just mess with these a little bit as you want to. Like I say, I don't want to sort of spend ages. Oops. Tweaking this and getting it just right. Set a bit of an afterglow. Ooh, actually, do we like that afterglow? I don't think we do. Yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a quick look in filter gallery as well. See what some of these do. You know what? No, I'm spending too much time. Just for the sake of this video, let me just export this and show you how to use it. Cool. Okay, so we've got that. Let's export this as we'll just do it as a JPEG. A JPEG will be fine for this. Electric. And I might come back and make it look a little bit nicer later, but there we go. Electric sprite sheet. I don't think I exported this, did I? Yes, I did. So let's go into Unreal now and bring it all together. So let's import the texture first of all. And in the same way, if you watched the previous video, we're going to basically do the exact same again, really. So if we're being cheeky, we could copy and paste it. No, let's not do that. But we could. You could copy and paste it. Electric underscore M. And just sort of how we did before, we're going to want a flipbook. The UVs, wire those into your UVs. The animation phase, well, again, if you forget, you're like, how many rows do I have? We can just double click. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. How many columns we got? We've got 4. Cool. We've got 4. So we can actually just use the same value on both. Let's set you to be a 4. It's good practice to have time plugged into there. And let's change the background blend mode to additive, like we did before. And let's, instead of using that, actually, I don't know what I was thinking putting a blue on there. So you can actually tweak this right now. I'm actually just going to multiply this by some yellow. Wire that into my thing, and that should give me, you see it's got more of a yellow sort of glow now. And multiply into the emissive just to give it even more of a glow. And let's just go a high number, 22. 44. Cool, that's quite nice. Let's maybe soften that yellow a bit there. So we've still got a little bit of blue coming through. I probably might go back and make my thing look pretty later on anyway. My sprite sheet. Alright, so now we've got that set up, let's quickly import our mesh. This is going to be one of the slightly longer videos. Input to game. Let's get on mesh. Cool. Yeah, that's all fine. Cool. And we're going to want to create a new blueprint. So let's go to our blueprints folder, right click, create a new blueprint class. And it's going to be type actor, which I'm just going to call electric gate boogaloo. No, underscore M, it's a BP. Let's open it up. So, in the same way that we did before, we're just going to start dragging in our thingies. Where's my electric generator? Cool. I've got one of these. I'm going to want to duplicate that because I actually want 2 of these. One at the bottom and one at the top. Like this. You put you like that. Cool. Make sure this is like sort of a parent. There you go. You can be part of that. We're also going to want a plane, like we did before. Let's get another plane. Put this between. Let's get our electric. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. We can sort of scale and tweak and move as we need to if we want to. Let me pull you down. In fact, let's just stretch it up. It won't really matter too much for this. Cool. So there we go, we've got this electric gate, but we actually don't want collision on the plane, so we don't want the plane to actually collide with that, so let's set you to be no collision. And instead, let's use a capsule collision. So we're just going to sort of put this where, you know, if the player was to touch it, it's sort of going to kill them. Like that. Okay, get in there now. Now with the capsule selected, we're going to scroll right down until we see the pluses. Select the second blue one. And we've actually made a game over blueprint before. We've got our missile. So it is pretty much just going to be the exact sort of same as what we've got here. Fairly straightforward really for now. We'll probably improve the game over next time. So I'm just going to copy these and actually let's just go ahead and paste them. You can see this is broken, we're just going to replace it with ours here. So in case you've not seen that one, I'll just go over it. On event tick, move left. Maybe you want these to move slightly faster, maybe you want these to move slower. Ooh, not 3.5, 35. So that's going to move slightly left. Then if this overlaps with the player, just restart the level. Again, we'll make a proper game over system soon, but for now, let's do that. We're also going to want to add this to our level blueprint, so it spawns in. So press up here and up to our level blueprint. Now, again, it's just going to be the same stuff. So we're just going to use another set event by timer. I'll set timer by event. And how often do we want this to spawn in? Well, just for the sake of test, we'll just get them to spawn in every 2 seconds for now. And looping. Drag off your event, and we want a custom event. Spawn, what do I call them? Gates. I think I called it a gate. And again, it's just pretty much copy and pasted these, but in case you've not followed these parts, let's just explain it. So we're going to spawn our gate, our electric gate. It's going to spawn between these dimensions and these dimensions. So on our X, that's sort of the distance where everything's spawning, and this is the height. We might need to sort of tweak it or change it, but for now, let's just sort of give it a test. Cool, we've got it, and it's tiny. We're probably going to want to make that a little bit bigger. Feels like it's further in the background than, say, the rockets. Is it? No? I mean, a touch, but not much. Interesting. So, we're sort of happy with that. I'm going to do 2 more things to this. So I'm going to go back to my electric gate, and on begin play, with my parent, so you see how all these are a drop down. So if I hide these, they're all in there. I'm going to drag this top one in, and I'm just going to add rotation. Which rotation do we want to add though? That's a good question. Let's find out. Is it Z? Whoop, that's not rotation, that's position. It's not that one. It's that one, the Y. So let's add a random range. Random flow in range between 0 and 360. Because this is just going to stop them all from spawning in the same way. Okay. Or maybe it's not. Well, that made no difference. Because you've not wired it up, John. That's why. Cool. Look at that. So now we've got a game just got a little bit more difficult. Might want to sort of scale things up as well. I'm probably going to scale mine up a whole bunch. Just increase the default scene route to about, I don't know, 1.5. I might go back and make my electric look a little bit prettier too. You know, give it some like sort of forking, like a little bit of decay. You know, give it a bit of that, just to sort of make it look a little bit more electrifying. Taper it off as well a bit. I think, you know, can potentially make it look quite nice. But I'll leave that to you to mess about with. Oh yeah, one last thing. We probably don't want all of these spawning in straight away from the start. Maybe we're going to say if the player survives 10 seconds, then we'll start spawning these. So actually on the level blueprint, I'm just going to do a delay. So on the level blueprint, I'm actually just going to say 10 seconds. So only if the player survives, or maybe just like 5 seconds for this, but only if the player survives 5 seconds will we start spawning gates in. Cool. Alright, that's been a big video, but we've done a lot and it's cool. So I don't know. There you go. Hopefully it adds more quality. Hopefully you've got really nice looking electric. That'd be cool. That'd be cool too. And yeah, that's it. Alright. See you next time.